its actions in invading the Ukraine directly resulted in pushing up oil prices around the globe. From previous videos, the folks might remember that we talked about the Chicago Board of Exchange and futures contracts, essentially what Wall Street does to push up the prices of commodities. That's part of the oil price story, speculation in the commodities. But the other side, the other part of that increase in oil price is, of course, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So since they are the third largest global producer of crude oil, anything that disturbs or is perceived to disturb that oil flow will result in higher oil prices. So when Russia was building up its military in preparation of invading the Ukraine, most folks on Wall Street and in the commodities market, including myself, thought this is a cynical ploy to push up oil prices because it was obviously going to happen and it was obviously going to be painful if in fact he invaded the Ukraine. And so there was a little bit of skepticism at that point in time whether he was really going to do it and that maybe it was just a show of bravado to push up the oil prices. Well, we know the history. We know what happened. He did in fact invade. The oil prices did go up. And crazily enough, Putin and his senior elites in Moscow thought that the world was just going to look the other way and we weren't going to do anything about it. So that's one issue that just needs to be recognized as to what happened and what the likely motives were. But now we fast forward to today, we discover that Putin and his elite have more at stake than just a higher oil price. Now that we realize that they are dreaming of reconstituting something similar to the defunct Soviet Union. A lot of reports have come through the media. Of course, some things are going to be accurate, some things are not going to be accurate. But folks that have been close to Putin from the West tell us that there's every indication that he has some type of mental disability. There's talk out there in the medical community that he may in fact have leukemia and he's suffering, from the cancer essentially. And then of course we know from their actions that they're trying to take over neighboring states and to try to bolster up the glory days of the previous Soviet Union. So as crazy as that sounds in 2022, we see that today as being the actual motive of Russia.